Hopefully, we are now live on both YouTube and Twitch. Back to multi-streaming because why not? You know, bringing the Twitch audience just as much as the YouTube audience. What made me think to go back to streaming on Twitch was the fact that Twitch had actually indefinitely suspended my account, allegedly for spam and marketing and whatever related activities. I don't know how. Somebody was sending whispers using my account, but no one had logged into it. I'm certain no one logged in because I didn't get a notification. I had two-factor authentication. I had notifications about logins. Didn't get any of that. Nothing else has been hacked. None of my emails have been hacked. None of that. So I have a feeling that Twitch screwed up there because they unsuspended me rather quickly. Hey, Maggie, how's it going? We're going to be playing the Elderberry Scrolls 4 Oblivion Replastered. There's a new coat of plaster on this game because why not? And all right, for all of you out there, Maggie, including you, just let me know if the volume is good. I want to make sure the audio volume is good and also the video game volume. Only way I know is if you guys tell me, because I can't really hear what you're hearing. I just hear what I'm hearing. I'm sure there's a way to set it up, but oh, you know what? That's worth so much. Well, I'm going to read it, but I probably won't steal it because I can't sell it unless I join the Thieves Guild. 80 gold, though, you know? Here's my character. I stole someone's preset. It's supposed to be a reasonably attractive character. All right, we don't play in third-person viewpoint because that's stupid. Who would play in third-person viewpoint on this? All right, let's continue our quest. I think we're in Anvil. And I think we're investigating the deaths of some individuals at Anvil. Oh, look at that. That's not good. She died looking the exact same way she lived. She had a few items on her. I took them, like a key and some other stuff. It does not appear that there's anything more I can do up there. I guess we could go down in here if we wanted to. I think we're going to need a silver weapon or magic to kill these specters. I have some destruction magic. There's one already. Here we go. Let's see if this fire works. Yes, it does. Good, because I don't have any silver weapons. So I may run out of magic before I can kill all these things. Hey, where's my ectoplasm? Right there. Alright, so I guess we're supposed to be down here to do this quest. I don't remember it. I've done it so many times, but I don't remember all the details. It would have been nice if they had updated the combat in this game a little more than they did. They did a few things, but nothing major. I think they gave you like a dodge maneuver and a couple other things. But the basic combat is still just, depending on what you're doing. If you're using melee, it's block, attack, sometimes attack twice. Oh, I'm out of mana, so I don't think we can do any damage with this weapon, can we? Your attack has no effect. And the mana restores very slowly. We're not a magic using class here. We're just gonna kite him around the column. There we go. Not sure how valuable ectoplasm is, I don't recall, but hey, whatever. And Maggie, let me know if you like the new microphone. It's a DJI Mic 3. This allows me to just clip it or magnetize it to my shirt. And I don't have to have this dumb thing always blocking me, and I don't have to like make sure I'm leaning into it, and I don't bump into it, hit it with my hands, or have it be always in my peripheral viewpoint. That's what always bothered me about the microphone, is I always saw it in my peripheral vision, and that right there looks so much better to me. It looks so much cleaner. If you're over there on Twitch, go ahead and sound off and let me know. Only way I know is if you tell me that you're there. Duck behind cover when they shoot, or you can just move quickly to the side and it misses. Ectoplasm, I think, is just used what? Alchemy? Some other things? Oh, yes. Maggie, you're absolutely right. Oblivion Replastered is going to be releasing on the Switch too. Some people are making fun of it. They're like, oh, you know, Todd Howard is still selling you Oblivion in the year 2026 or 2027, whenever that's planned to come out. I would imagine it should be this year. It's just a port. Shouldn't be that hard. This says to go this way, or is this the way I came in? Hopefully not. Oh, it's not, because it was locked. All right. We're playing with good old mouse and keyboard. My mouse of choice, the one I like the most. There's another one I really like, but it's a bit too small. This is the Razer Basilisk V3 Pro, and it is, of course, wireless. You can connect it wired. But why nowadays would you want a wire on your mouse? And then for my keyboard, a very unusual decision. Most gamers are probably not using this keyboard, but I do like it. Is the 8BitDo C64 10 keyless keyboard, mechanical, designed to look like a Commodore 64. You can't get a Commodore 64 style mouse because the Commodore 64 never had a mouse. So there's that catch right there. All right, so we came through. Did we come through there? Oh, we just went all the way around too. Okay. Well, back in to look for this quest target here. Trespassing. Why am I trespassing? Isn't this where I'm supposed to go to solve this quest? Let's get out of here. I don't know. I thought that's where I was supposed to go to solve the quest, but now I don't see any quest marker at all. Whatever. Let's check out where we're at with the quests here. Completed quests. I thought I was doing the pilgrimage. Let's do Find the Air. That's the main quest. We'll inspect it. That's not it. Joffrey, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Savlian Matthias, I probably should have listened when they pronounced his name, told me that he believes Martine is with a group that barricaded themselves within the Chapel of Akatosh. Inside the city. I need Val's instructions in order to break the siege of Kvatch. Oh, I thought I was done with the siege of Kvatch. I guess I'm not. I suppose we'll head there. Though, do I need to... Yeah, I need to get outside before I can fast travel. You cannot fast travel indoors. One thing about Oblivion a lot of people don't like is they allow you to fast travel to all of the major cities immediately. Even if you have not visited them before. Like, as soon as you get out of the sewers and you walk out into the great open beyond, once you get out of the vault into the wasteland, you can go to any one of these marked, these icon spots. You can fast travel. At least in Skyrim, they made you either discover it first or take the carriage. We're gonna head to Kvatch and assist with this whole finding Martin and saving him because he's the heir to the throne. He's the throne to the heir. He's thrown to the air. This is one of those games where occasionally when you load an area, you can see assets loading in. I'm really not a fan of that. Like, if you care about immersion, seeing assets load into your game is really immersion breaking. Like, really bad. All right, so where are we supposed to go now? Is it that green one? I guess so. Whatever, let's go there. Well, you don't want to see the different layers of what's on the screen loading independently. You don't want to see, like, the ground and then walls and then textures pop and then people pop in, and it's just this extreme reminder, hey, you're playing a game that's running on a game engine that doesn't always work properly and doesn't always work well. So I did finish it, I just forgot to go talk to him. There he is. All right, shall we attack him? No point in doing that.
I heard about how you helped the guard drive the Daedra back. Well done.
This guy's actually a pretty good voice actor.
Danger, you say? You came here to tell me this. Explain yourself or leave me alone. There are many others here who actually need your help.
This guy's supposed to be just an all-around good guy.
Priest. Do you need a priest? I don't think I'll be much help to you. I'm having trouble understanding the gods right now. If all this is part of a divine plan, I'm not sure I want to have anything to do with it.
As soon as something goes bad, he's willing to abandon his religion. He's pulling an REM, and he's losing his religion.
What can you possibly know that would help me make sense of this?
Yeah, Maggie, you're exactly right. Bethesda, I'm shocked that neither Bethesda nor the other company that they got to do some of the work with them, didn't they get another company to do a lot of this work? And neither one of them seemed to care to update this game. It got like, what, 1 or 2 patches, and then it just went dead? This game should be getting regular patches, like monthly, if not bi-weekly. Just look at Crimson Desert. Look at how many patches Crimson Desert has had. It's still occasionally getting patched. They had multiple patches out, I believe, in the first week. Fixing issues, improving things, adding features and functionality that the community was requesting. What do you tell me to do? All right.
To Wayne and Priory.
To Wayne and Priory, which is, you know, when you can fast travel, it's like it's so difficult to force yourself to slowly travel there, especially if the person you're with doesn't have a horse. And the horses in this game don't go very fast. You really need a mod to make horses faster. Horses are barely worth getting on. They don't go that much faster than you go while running, except they have far more stamina for running.
Help! You must help! I don't know. Look, suddenly...
The Prior is dead. Oh, here they are, the Mythic Dawn agents.
Such violence.
And we got some audio glitching there for a moment. Alright, I installed a mod that's supposed to give me more gold, but I think it's just from treasure boxes. It's ridiculous the tiny bits of gold that this game will give you.
I think we should find your friend. I'm with you.
Alright, to Joffrey. Alright, Joffrey should be up here. I don't recall if he's like dead or what the situation. Oh, he's missing. Can we steal all of his stuff? Nope. Still counts as stealing. I took all the stuff in there that I wanted, so we're all good right there. Oh, somebody busted into his treasure chest there. Did they steal the amulet? Is that what we're doing? I've only played this game like from, I mean, beginning the game and then playing significantly through it, if not finishing. Probably between like 8 and a dozen times. I haven't kept track. I actually originally started playing this on the Xbox 360. It was a time when I had a 360 and I had that hooked up in the living room, and then I also had a gaming PC, but my gaming PC started to fall behind. I was focused on other stuff that was going on, and I liked having the game for PC and console. For some reason, I would buy many of my games for both systems. But now, if I can get it on PC, that's the only thing I get it on. If I can get it on PC, I'm not going to buy it on anything else. I have Stellar Blade for PS5 and PC, only because it came out on PS5 first, with no word about a PC version originally. I hate how your friendlies just walk right in front of you while you're attacking, and then they take friendly damage because they do it. They walk right in front of you. You know, it's almost not worth looting them to pick up 4 gold, 5 gold, 3 gold. I need to see if I can get a mod that improves the gold from looting people, bodies.
We'll go together.
I think we already checked the amulet. We already know it's missing. So the Radiant AI and the way the game is programmed, even though I've already seen that the amulet's stolen, I can't tell him that. We have to go there together to look for it, apparently. As if I don't already know. I already went up there and saw it. It was the treasure chest that had been broken open. Oh, whoops. This one. And here. Oh no. It's missing.
The Amulet of Kings is gone. The enemy has defeated us at every turn.
Yes, I already knew this. I would have told you if the game let me.
So it has not all gone against us. Thank Talos for that. We gained Uriel's heir, and Martin cannot stay here. We have driven them off, but they will be back once they learn of Martin's survival. Which they will. Nowhere is truly safe against the power arrayed against us. Cloud, we should leave it.
Power arrayed against us. I like that language.
With the amulet taken by the enemy, we must...
Now we go to Cloud Ruler Temple.
Cloud Ruler Temple was built long ago by the founders of the Blades, back in the days of Raymond Cyrodiil. It is high in the mountains near Bruma. The coronation
We have to
of
light the
each-
dragon
the Emperor
fires.
Eur-
I'm skipping
the
through a lot
elder-
of this. The game would be so long
should
if
get
you just
moving.
read
I
everything.
won't rest easy until Martin is safe at Cloud Ruler Temple.
Let's continue on to Cloud.
He seems to know what's going on.
The sooner we...
All right, so I have a mod installed that should help either keep special quest items leveled toward similar to my level, or at least have it like scale up with me or something. I can't remember which one I got, but I have a mod to make sure that if we get a quest weapon or piece of armor early on in the game, it doesn't quickly get usurped or basically surpassed by regular junk gear in the game because of the way everything scales. Todd Howard promised us that he would fix the level scaling issue in the game. They didn't fix it. I mean, they tweaked it, but it's not fixed. Where is Cloud Ruler Temple? Shouldn't this indicate it? Nope, that's the wrong one. Let's go back to Pilgrimage. That'll be our current quest. It's really easy to select the wrong quest in here for some reason. Should we travel 2,533 units on foot? On horseback? Or go there instantly? Anvil Castle. We'll go to the Anvil main gate. Did I see Inferno Plus importing Morrowind to Elden Ring? You know, I heard about it. I haven't seen anything about it. I assume that means that the game engine is Elden Ring, but the world assets and the levels and the area and whatnot is Morrowind. Not sure how that would work. I mean, it seems like you would have to either use enemies from Elden Ring or create custom enemies, which creating your own custom enemies with their own AI and attack patterns and all sorts of other things can get complicated. Do I have the wrong quest selected? Because I feel like I'm not in the right place here. I do, don't I? Yes, how do I keep ending up selecting the wrong quest? There we go. That's the one I want. Okay, enough of this messing around. This is a waste of time. All right. Let's see, where is Cloud Ruler Temple? Right over there. We're just gonna boom, fast travel, because who wants to travel 2,500 units, whatever the units are in this game? Meters? Feet? Made up units? Cyrodiilian units? Elder units? Maybe they're elder units. You never know. The Q button is auto run or auto walk, which is always nice. Door needs a key. Well, we can't get in that way.
I've put myself in your hands. What is it, my friend? They are stable portals between our world and Oblivion. They violate the most basic something.
All right, well, we get to talk to them about the Oblivion gates.
I hope Joffrey will be able to.
All right, I guess what we'll do is, you know, it's been so long since I played I actually played the remastered, the replastered version. I just am really bad about not remembering how to get anywhere, or the quests, or any of that stuff. Yeah, I figured you know, if anyone's going to try to import another game's world and whatnot into a game like Elden Ring, I think it might even be harder to import the enemies because they don't have the proper AI and the physics and combat and all that stuff. Which way am I supposed to take to get the Cloud Ruler Temple? That should be the town, right? That's the town and not the temple, I believe. Yes, so the temple's over this way. We just need to find the path forward. There it is. Oh, well, wasn't that door just locked a moment ago?
Blades, dark times are upon us.
Not much of a speech, was it? Didn't seem to the blades. I don't.
I
need to
totally
sound
missed the
everyone
speech
they
she's
want.
referring to.
The end in any. Or what the what I yet if the.
Daedric magic.
I haven't. Don't worry about me, my friend. I know I'm in good hands here.
Why does this guy appear to be talking but not saying anything?
You have proven yourself a
The
loyal.
game is still as buggy as ever.
It is my honor to welcome you into our ranks as a Knight Sister of the Blades. You're right. We must try to recover the amulet before the enemy takes it out of our reach. You'll find
All right, let's see what the blades are
this
about.
fortress is well. This place was built by since
I think we already asked him about that one.
the day
Oops.
he was in
Skip right by it.
the amulet of King. Once we have it back,
Okay.
give my warm regards to Boris. Tell him he should not blame himself for the Emperor's death. He did well to send you to me.
Is
Ma'am.
the Morrowind imported into Elden Ring actually playable? Can people get it and play it, or is it just something he's working on?
Do you have a moment? There's something we need to discuss.
Are we not blades, joined by battle and brotherhood? Need you even ask?
I can't stop thinking about
Welcome aboard, ma'am.
the Emperor.
It'll be an honor to serve with you.
We failed
Hello,
because
guy
we
that
got
has the same
complacent.
voice actor
We got
as like
arrogant.
72 other guys in this.
Empire's way.
So supposedly if I sit here and watch these guys fight, at some point you can get some like points in Blade or whatever. There are a couple mods on this. I have the unofficial Oblivion patch. I have a UI mod. I have a preset character that somebody made, but I don't think it's really a mod. I have another one to increase the amount of gold that you find in treasure chests and maybe a few other places. And then I installed a mod to hide my helmet, but it's not working, so I just took my helmet off. Because that one uses UE4SS, which I've set that up before, so I thought I had it, but I don't know, maybe not.
Ma'am?
Uh-oh. Oh, it loaded. See? You know,
Good evening,
this game,
ma'am. What can I do for
they
you?
still couldn't fix this thing.
May your real spirit guide us in these troubled times.
They had so much opportunity to fix all these bugs, and what did they do? They didn't. There's some valuable stuff here. We can sell this stuff. It doesn't even count as stolen. And then I think in the basement here, we can pick up some armor and weapons and a shield, maybe. And I also hate how many times you encounter a treasure chest, or a chest in this case, and it has nothing of value in it. We can steal everything in this room, but by golly, you can't sleep in the bed. That's too much.
Good evening, ma'am.
That's too much. You can't sleep in this bed. Here's an Akaviri Katana, which is 6 points, which I'm pretty sure is better than the weapon we have now. The one strategy I used to use is to always go in somewhere and look for the calcinators and the other stuff used for alchemy. And if I can legally take it without stealing, take all that alchemy stuff, mortar and pestle, the calcinator, the whatever the other ones are called, and then sell them. Because they're actually worth a decent amount, not like a ton, but a decent amount. I need to sell this Goblin Shaman Staff. This is 3 more damage than what we have now. Or, no, I guess we already had one. Did we already have one selected? Maybe. Okay, so this is our armor. We got a bunch of junk jewelry, basically stuff that has no benefit. It doesn't give you extra armor. It doesn't give you any bonuses. It's just there, you know. The Kvatch Cuirass is 2 armor points. Our iron one is 5. The Kvatch, though, is 9 weight, while the iron is 30. This one's 35, but it gives us 5. So see, that's just more weight for the same amount of defense. The blade helmet, is that better than the other helmet we're not wearing? Actually, it looks like we don't even have the helmet. I could probably put it on. Who cares? We almost never see ourselves unless we're in the menu. I always look through here to see when I accidentally picked up some junk and then get rid of it. Oh, yeah, it's a rusty iron helm, only 1 point of defense. So that's not really very good for us, but we can sell it. It has a good sell value. depending on our mercantile. Given that the Blade's Cuirass is the same defense and 5 extra points of weight, there's really no point to have it. So we'll drop it because you can't sell it for anything. So virtually useless. Mixed unit tactics. Of course, reading some books will give you skill points, but usually you know based on whether the book has a significant resale value. If it's a book that shows to be like 5 gold, 3 gold, something like that, it's not a skill book.
Sorry, but I'm too busy to talk right now.
I love how he says he's too busy to talk and he's just sitting there drinking beer. Too busy drinking my beer to talk to you. Come back later. We could borrow some cheese wedges. Oh, our athletics increased. I was working on a video today and I wasn't able to finish it before the live stream started, but hopefully I'll get it finished right afterwards. Ah, here we go, an alembic, a retort, a calcinator. Those always give a decent amount of gold when you sell them. I mean, you're not going to be super rich, but you will have some value. And you have people constantly talking over each other.
I'm distracting you from your work.
Concerns all of us.
Blade shield. 7 points versus our 6. It is slightly heavier, but you know, it's an extra point of defense.
We must not relax our guard.
Thank you again. This whole business of being heir to
He's
the
talking to
throne
us while sitting
takes something
facing away
getting
from
used
us.
to. Please bear
Kind of
with
rude.
me. Something, Joffrey, but farewell, my friend.
A Blade's helmet, which we already have.
Sorry, but I'm too busy to...
He's too busy to talk to us. He's eating an apple. I wonder if this will give us a skill. No? Well, we'll take it anyway. Because we can use it. We can sell it. It has some value. That one has sell value as well. It would be nice if reading certain books built up slowly towards giving you a skill point, instead of all of them having to just outright give you one. The Legendary Scoundrel, you'd think that would give you like lock picking or something of that sort. Sneaking. None of these are worth, I mean, a ton. Oh, that did give us sneaking, okay. But they're worth enough to at least be worth selling if we can get back to town without being overburdened. All right, now we need to figure out how to get to the basement. I always get lost trying to find the basement. It's really not that hard, but... Oh, yep, this was it. Okay. We already have a helmet. We needed those gauntlets. The greaves, I think we also want. So, the greaves are 3 versus 3, but at least they look cooler, so we'll drop those. The gauntlets are 2 versus... Oh, we didn't have any gauntlets before. There we go. We need to replace the boots. If there is one in here. I think the Daikatanas, is that a two-handed? Boots, cuirass, gauntlets, and greaves. I think, what do we need? The boots? Boots is what I said. We'll get rid of that. See if there's any junk we have that we can get rid of. I guess we'll get rid of these cheese wheels. And this dumb bone. That silver vase isn't worth anything. This cloth, covered pot. You end up like picking up stuff inadvertently. Especially if there's some valuable stuff in the chest and you say just take all. You end up getting a bunch of useless junk. Tongs, bread loaf. Apple cheese wedge. Silver knife. I don't know why we have that. Spittle stick. Yeah, we'll get rid of that. I think we picked that up in the Oblivion gate. Summon Scamp. I'll use that all of no times at all. 0. Steel arrows. Useful if you need them. We're not going to do an arrow build. So I think we're pretty good. We have a Akavita Katana. We have the Blade's Shield. We have the Greaves. The boots, the gauntlets, and the helmet. And then the Blade's Cuirass, I think, is just cost more to get the same defense. So what's the point? We'll double check. But yeah, 5 and 35. What we have now is 5 and 30. So it's just better to keep what we have now, even though our armor doesn't look consistent. It's not a consistent visual. All right, we should find our next destination. The Path of Dawn. I mean, we could try to get Mehrunes' dagger, but I don't want to use a dagger. I want to use a short sword or a long sword. We'll go to the Elven City District. Every time I stream on Twitch, I get those bot spam accounts advertising how to get bot viewers. I don't want bot viewers. I want real viewers.
Move along, friend.
Oh, he didn't like us.
Well, Luther Broad's boarding house.
I guess we can sell some junk.
Only quality goods for sale here. What can I interest you in?
But he doesn't buy everything. He only buys certain things. We'll sell the Daedra Hearts. We're not planning to do a lot of alchemy or any of that other stuff.
Better offer.
Wait, what? For 88 gold? Oh, he doesn't even have 88 gold. Let's see. These are worth 11 gold each, so we'll do 4 for 55.
That's just not reasonable.
We'll do 4. I thought we could pick the amount. Am I crazy here? How do you haggle? Am I forgetting how to haggle?
A good price for a good customer. Thank you for your business.
Maybe I just don't know what I'm doing. I'm not a huge fan of this user interface mod. I'm also not a big fan of the vanilla mod or vanilla interface in this game. I guess we could pick this lock. Maybe it shouldn't be a big deal. Whoops. Ah, dang it. I suck at this. There we go. I used to just always do that auto. I would never basically play that little mini game. Yeah, see, that wasn't even worth breaking into. I'm sure that's not either.
Yes? Have a look at my wares.
Oh,
Sure
you know
there's
what?
Something to suit you.
Was I buying stuff from him instead of selling? Is that what that was? No, I was selling. Okay, that's me. This is him. Do you have anything useful? No.
I don't trust you enough to... Good thing. Bye.
Oh, and you got to play that stupid personality game and try to use your charisma to get more charismatic points or whatever so that they'll tell you information. Contact Boris at Luther Broad's boarding house in Imperial City. You know, I guess if no one's watching, we'll just break into this. Wow, that was worth it. Calipers and an inkwell. Very hard. I think we'll pass on that. I remember playing this. Shoot, when was it? 2005? 2006? It's a long time ago. Boy, I'd load up on all the
What can I do for you?
all the mods. I had so many mods.
Okay. Bye.
Here's Boris.
Don't say anything.
Sit down and don't say anything. Okay. Whatever, I guess I'll sit down and not say anything.
I'm going to get up in a minute and walk out of here. That guy in the corner behind me will follow me. You follow him. Good. Remember.
All right, that guy's gonna follow him, and then we follow that guy. They still have NPCs just fade out when they stand next to a door. I love how this guy doesn't care that I'm right behind him.
Paradise awaits me.
My sword for the dragon.
Bam! He fell shirtless to the ground. Oh, we got the commentaries. That starts a quest line.
Good work. I am glad to see you, by the way.
The assassins who killed the Emperor were part of a...
They're in a Daedric cult.
What? They took...
Thank Talos.
There's a scholar at the arcane. Why don't... If you...
To the Arcane University.
I hope you learned something from Tarmina about that book. This might just be the place...
We might be able to continue this
What do you
quest
need, friend?
for the mythic
Please, go
commentaries
ahead,
from this
please.
guy. No?
Good day.
No. You know, there's nothing like some good old classic Oblivion from 2006. I think it was 2006. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. The good, I mean, it looks just as good as it did in 2006, doesn't it, guys? I mean, look at this. Obviously, you know, this is the remake, remaster, one of those two. It's like a hybrid. Oh, Meg, it was Oblivion. Was it really your first Bethesda game? I had played Morrowind. Not a ton, but I did play it. I just wasn't like as big into it as a lot of other people were. All right, well, that's not where we want to be. $80 feet that way. I guess it's on the other side of this. Or just this way. Oh, that's right. We're heading to the something district. I thought about going with hand-to-hand combat. There's like a special hand weapon you can get, but like there's this finicky way to try to get it. You basically have to steal it. I watched a video on it and I thought about doing an actual hand-to-hand combat playthrough. That's one I've never done. I mean, you don't want to do a playthrough where you don't get many weapon options, do you? Before this, I was playing a bit of Liza P. And then I was working on the next video I'm going to release. Hopefully it'll be done tonight. And for that video, I had to play some older games. What people would refer to as retro. Even though we're not actually using the term retro correctly. I need to do a video on that topic. It's just pedantic enough to be up my alley. Oh, I can't even see where I put my audio dude. Oh, there it is, the audio mixer. I see it now. It's always good to know if I'm blowing up the audio on my microphone.
Not only. Take care.
Carmina, there she
you must
is.
Be the one I got the message about.
Talking to us with
How
her back
can
to us. I
help
love
you?
it.
You know of them? One of the most secretive of all the Daedric cults. Not much is known about them. They follow the teachings of Mainkar Cameron, whom they call the Master. Yes.
The commentaries of the Mysterium Xarxes.
Mysterium Xarxes. Wonderful. Find them, huh? I won't poke my nose any further. Official business and all that. I'm used to working with the Blades. Don't worry. Say no more. In any case, finding them won't be easy. I've studied Mainkar Cameron's writings a bit myself. If you
Finding
want
this
to find them, you'll
secretive cult won't be easy. You'll have to follow a series of red triangular
Here,
waypoints on your
You
map.
can have the library's copy of Volume 2. As I've said, Phintius, the proprietor, catered.
All right, we'll go talk to Phintius to see if we can get the
They
next
worship. No,
copy or the
it was
next
so
book in
nice
this
chatting
series.
with you. Be
And I think, don't we gain something towards the quest if we actually read it?
sure to let me know how your hunt
Destruction
for the Mythic
magic
Dawn
increase.
turns out.
Oh, there's only one door we can take without it being trespassing. To the Imperial City Market District. We're going to see if we can get this third copy of this book, which I think at this point becomes like a quest line or something that we got to follow. I'm trying to remember how all this works. It's been a minute. I did play this when it was new, when the remastered just came out. And then didn't play it much after that. I originally played it on Xbox PC Game Pass. But I just hate having to launch the Xbox interface and go through that. And then dealing with installing mods on the Xbox version. Because not all instructions, you know, there are a few differences in where you put certain things and how you go about certain mods. Whoops. Ah. Missed a tumbler there. Oh, I love it. He just runs out and comes up to us. He thinks I should leave. Oh, that's right.
Phintius, owner and proprietor of the first edition.
It's not open.
Look
I
around.
actually
If I don't have it, maybe
broke
I can
through.
get it.
I love how he'll run up to you, acknowledging that you're trespassing, tell you that he thinks you should leave. Then, if you start a conversation with him, he talks to you like everything's normal. So, there are a lot of immersion-breaking moments,
You
a lot of
must be
awkward
referring
moments
to
in
men-
this.
I happen to have a copy of Volume 3 on hand, but I'm afraid it is a special order.
Oh no,
Already paid for by another customer. Sorry.
another
Glynis
customer
would
got
be
it?
terribly disappointed if it was gone when he came to pick it up. So sorry I can't help you.
Why do you say so sorry that way? I don't remember that from the original.
I wish I had one, but I have never even... I'm afraid I couldn't sell it to you for any price. I've already promised it to...
I wonder if we could persuade him and then buy it. I think you can also get it from the person who comes to pick it up, right? I've never been a fan of this little mini game for persuasion. I would always just go with bribing, although I don't have a lot of gold for bribing.
Oh, that's just the thing. Oh, that's just the thing. What a thoughtful gift. I'll take that will get. For me, see? For me, every little bit helps.
All right, we're at 79. We'll see if that gets us anywhere.
I'd like to help you. I'd like to help you, but the cost, I would have to try to. Good day.
Yeah, we'll just get it the normal way, I guess. Unless he has a copy in here somewhere.
Stop right there, criminal scum.
Ah!
Nobody breaks the law
Already?
on my watch. I'm confiscating your stolen goods. Now pay your fine or it's off
Stolen
to
goods? I
jail.
don't have any stolen goods. The bounty is 5 gold.
That's too bad.
I'll pay it.
I was hoping you'd resist arrest.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, here's the procedure. We go to the...
We have to move locations to do this? Why couldn't I just have paid him where I was? I love everything rendering while you can watch it. You just watch everything kind of rendering and popping into view. All right, let's see what's missing from our inventory. I didn't think I had any stolen goods. Well, if I did have any stolen goods, I don't know what they were, so. I guess what we'll do is we'll go sell some junk that we have. We'll go to the market district. We'll find a few stores to sell. I really feel like getting a new desk because I have this big, nice L-shaped desk, which is very convenient. But the biggest problem I have with that L-shaped desk is when I move my arms around, I often bump my elbow on the one part of this L shape. So maybe I'll actually look at getting another desk. I have a standing desk I bought, and I wasn't a huge fan because it's too wobbly. I have monitors mounted to the desk, and no matter what I did with the standing desk, as I use the desk and as I type on it, the monitors would jiggle. And I was trying to find a stable standing desk that is movable, can move up and down. There aren't any really good stable ones. They're all shaky, and
What is it, citizen?
many are very expensive. I like the standing desk insofar as I could stand or sit. I didn't like how unstable it was and how much it shook. But maybe I'll start looking into getting a better desk. However, this desk I've had for as long as I can remember. I think I got this desk in 2012. I got it at like a super discount outlet place. It's solid, thick, heavy wood, maybe oak or something. It's very heavy. It took a long time to build, and it will be a huge pain to move or get rid of. Stonewall shields. Hey, you know what? Maybe we can sell some junk here. Yeah, help, thief. How are things at the other province? You know, the way conversations don't flow and how, you know, they'll say one thing and then immediately change topic to another thing that just is so drastically disparate and separate, and they just clash so harshly. It would have been nice if they'd fixed issues like that. Is there a bit of charm to it? Maybe. I would like it better if it just didn't have all the awkwardness, honestly. Let's barter. Let's sell some junk. So, I gotta make sure I am selling this, right? Giveaway? No, I don't want to give it away. Sell. Yeah. So, am I crazy here? How do I determine how much it's worth? Oh, the torches are never worth anything. That's right. Can I not haggle for sale prices? I guess you can't haggle when you're selling? Am I crazy? I thought you could haggle when you're selling. Oh, that's right. You just kind of haggle on his menu and then it applies to everything. Let's try 65%. That might be too high.
I can't do that.
Yeah, let's try it again. 60%.
Make me a better offer.
Nope. Let's try 55%.
I can't do that.
No, I got to get my market or bartering up.
Make me a better offer.
I can't even do 50%. How about 45%? Okay, we got 45. Trying to haggle over single percentages at this point in the game, like the stuff I'm selling is just not worth it.
You've made a good.
I don't need any of these soul gems. I could probably get rid of the torch. Well, the torches have no weight. That's good. I'm going to sell this Kavach Cuirass because it's Oh, hang on. It only has 2 defense, but it's very light. But I don't like that it only has 2 defense. And we're finally going to sell this staff. And I don't keep extra weapons.
Excellent
I just
bargain.
keep extra repair hammers. Extra weapons just get too heavy.
A pleasure to serve you.
Let's
Hail.
see. You know what? I want to repair all my own stuff.
Let's do business.
Let's see if he has a repair hammer for sale. Yes, he does. How much for 20 of them? 360 gold. Yes, it's good to have tons of repair hammers. I will constantly be
appreciate
repairing
your
stuff for my own benefit,
day.
for skills, as well as just repairing. I wish there were like, you know, oh yeah, I remember what I used to do. So instead of constantly scrolling for the repair hammer every time, you can show the shortcuts and make the repair hammer a specific spot. I didn't want it to be 1, but I already set it to 1. We'll have the repair be 8. And then for 1, we'll make 1 heal. We gotta show the shortcuts again. And that will be heal minor wounds. I do actually have restoration as one of my skills here. You look at my character, where does it show my class? Is there somewhere I can see the class I created? Anyway, you can see all the major skills in one. I called this class the Paladin. Right there, yeah, Paladin. Because I go with a sword, one-handed sword. I almost always do sword. You could do axe or whatever's one-handed. A shield, heavy armor, and also restoration. Because, you know, paladins, healing, all that stuff. Really, it's holy, but closest you can get in this game is restoration. I imagine maybe somebody has created like a holy class of magic in a mod for this game. All right, we got everything there. I'm going to try not to do a ton of stealing in this game. There's not much stuff that you just want to steal to use. The main reason to steal is to sell it, but as you know, you can't sell to normal vendors. You have to sell to the Thieves Guild, which you have to join, and then you have to rank up to get a fence who can pay you more money, so you're often just selling stuff at less than its total value.
You've come to divine.
All right, let's see what we can sell her.
Goods
Oh yeah, here we go.
Prices. That's more than I'd usually pay. Another satisfied.
I love how they say the same phrases. She's like, "That's more than I'd usually pay." You mean 2 gold? 2 gold is more than you'd usually pay? What do you pay? You usually pay people 1 gold for that thing? Will she run a dollar store?
What is it, citizen?
What do they call their version of dollar stores in this game? They call them gold coin stores? Single coin stores? Everything is a single coin. Purchasing spells. Let's see if we can purchase any spells in the restoration. See, restoration is... Well, I just realized they don't always make it easy to tell what kind of spell, what class it is, do they? Is it that outline around it? Heal major wounds. Do we even have enough mana to cast that at this point? Yes, I think so. Open very easy lock. That's almost useless. Yeah, I mean, easy lock. As long as you have a lockpick, it's so easy to open a very easy lock. Absorb fatigue, absorb illusion. Come on, like these spells of absorbing a brief skill. I mean, they have limited utility, but what are you really going to do with these spells? Come on now. I guess we'll buy heal major wounds. Excuse me. Rabbit pelt store. Yeah, where is the rabbit pelt store?
Have a look at my wares.
And is there anything we can sell them? There sure is. I'm never going to use summon scamp. Yeah, I guess I'll sell it. I'm not going to worry too much about haggling the heck out of this. Shock, willpower, protect. There are so many spells that, yeah, they would be useful. They have uses, but I'm not ever gonna actually use them. You know what I mean? It would be nice if they allowed you to sell multiple items all at the same time. Not just multiples of one item, but select a whole bunch of items, even shift select them. Be nice to have an inventory more like Morrowind, where you have separate windows that you can move around. But that's old school. They don't do that anymore for the most part because it doesn't translate well to consoles. They want the inventories to be good for both PC and consoles.
I offer the finest goods.
All right, do you have any good spells for me? I'm focusing on restoration, although, I mean, there are a few like alteration and illusion spells that might be useful. Fortify, I really don't fortify stuff very often or ever, really. Telekinesis, I think, could be useful. We don't have enough mana for it, unfortunately. Bartering.
Can I interest you in some of
Oh, look at this. We can sell this junk. Not going to do alchemy.
That's a...
There's got to be a faster way to do this. Am I crazy?
You drive a hard
Weak potion of sorcery. We may need that. I don't restore fatigue. I usually just wait it out. Night I will keep light on self. I'll probably never use that. Fire shield. You know, I keep these things around and then just never use them.
For a good customer.
Dispel. Potion of disbelief. Restore strength. Restore strength, I guess, could be good if there's sap in my strength. Just attack life, cure disease. Actually, I'm going to keep a cure disease. You want to keep a cure disease in case a vampire bites you. Find that out the hard way.
You've made
Poison of clumsiness. I don't think I need that. Mortar and pestle. We'll do both of those. We'll sell that one. And this one, and a Daedra Heart. And the retort. And the calcinator. And the alembic. I don't know if we need to keep these two books, but I'll just hang on to them for now, just in case. All right, where are we at with our gold?
Goodbye.
Are we in a good spot with our gold? 1,650. Not bad. Better than we were even after we bought a bunch of junk. So, do you guys prefer, and I'm talking to everyone who's here live now, which is not a lot of people, but also talking to everyone watching at home after the fact, because these are recorded and then uploaded to YouTube and they stay there. So leave a comment down below if you're not watching this live, or if you're watching it live, just post in the chat. Do you prefer the original Oblivion, classic Oblivion from, I think it was 2006, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, or do you prefer the remastered? I'll be honest, despite some of the performance issues, which I have a pretty powerful PC, this is playing pretty well for me. I'm on an AMD Ryzen 7 9800X3D. When I had the Intel Core i7-14700K, that one had a bunch of problems, but I think that was because it was one of those that was degraded. It had that microprocessing code bug. I really do feel like I just enjoy it being an updated experience, a little bit of updated experience, but mainly updated visuals. Like, the visuals are so much better looking. And a lot of people are like, well, you know, I like the way the original one looks. That's fine. That's okay if that's really true. But the people that tell me they like the original better, at least it runs better. We know that because it doesn't look as good. You know, the visuals are so much less and you don't have as many graphics options. But people who claim they like the original better are downloading like a dozen or more mods to try to get the visuals to look better. So for me, playing the remastered allows me to skip a lot of the graphical enhancement mods. Like, this game is kind of like the original with a whole bunch of enhanced graphics. So I could skip all the mods for enhancing the visuals. Now, there are some mods to enhance the visuals further or change some things. I may look at more of those. I haven't looked at a lot of them that involve changing the visuals. Office of Imperial Commerce. Yeah, it's like the IRS, isn't it? or that's really like the Chamber of Commerce. Reindeer staffs with an, so is it staffs, FFS, or is it stabs with a VES? Is it staffs or stabs? Let's see what Gemini says through Google. Both staffs and stabs are correct plural forms of staff, but which one you should use depends on the context. Oh, does it? Stabs is the traditional plural for sticks, walking rods, and musical staffs. Staffs is generally preferred when referring to a group of employees. Oh, so that is wrong. This is actually a misspelling. It's really the wrong word. For a magical staff, the plural is stabs. S-T-A-V-E-S. This is stuff I care about. My mom always emphasized both grammar, spelling, punctuation. Now we know. Maggie, you haven't tried the new one? I waited for it to drop on sale. I think it was like $34.99, which is still a little more than I wanted, but I always look at SteamDB, and I realized it's probably not going to drop below $34.99 for a long time. It may be a year or more before it drops lower. And I do like playing it on Steam. Yeah, I can play it pretty easily on the Xbox PC Game Pass, but I have to launch the Game Pass app and go through that interface, which I'm not a big fan of. Then I don't get the achievements and the game time and everything show on my public profile on Steam, which, you know, isn't the biggest deal in the world. One of the bigger issues is whenever you're installing mods, you have to make sure you install the mod appropriately for the Game Pass version versus the Steam version. And they don't always give you the Game Pass version instructions. So you got to like figure it out for yourself. Instead of going to, what is it? There's binaries, something, Win64. One of them's like WinGDK and one's Win64. Anyway, they have like a different folder structure. So it's kind of a hassle. Oh, you can play it on Android with GameHub. But isn't that like, that's streaming though, isn't it? I hate the idea of streaming the game because I already noticed the problems with upscalers. I already noticed the drop in quality. So the last thing I want is to see a drop in visuals from streaming or to experience any sort of latency or lost frames. Also, I think if you stream it, they have preset graphics settings, right? I want to set the graphics to the way I want to see them. I want to turn VSync off because I use VRR or G-Sync. I want things like film grain, chromatic aberration, motion blur, and usually I want depth of field off. Sometimes it's okay depending on how it's implemented. Oh, it is installed on the device, but you can run it on Android? Oh, the original? Okay, the original. I was going to say, no way you can run the remastered on Android. You'd have to have... I don't think there's any way... Now, there is a way to... I don't know if you know this, but there is essentially a PC emulator for Android. And a lot of people do this like in the retro gaming scene, which shouldn't be called retro. It should be called vintage. By the way, you've probably heard this spiel, Maggie, but for anyone that hasn't heard this spiel, we use the term retro wrong. Retro gaming technically would refer to new games made to look like they're older games, which there are a lot of those. Like The Messenger, the new Mega Man, like what was it, Mega Man 9? It was made to look like one of the original NES Mega Mans. And then we have a whole bunch of indie games releasing nowadays that look like older games. In fact, some indie games they make today, available on Steam, available on the PS5, the Xbox and all that, on Switch 2, Switch, are actually made in such a way where they have ports of them on cartridges that you can play on an original NES or an original Genesis or an original Super Nintendo. Because they made the game so accurately retro that it actually works on the old, vintage game system. So retro means something new a newly made thing made to look like it was from the past. So if you go to a clothing store and they're making these jackets that look like old school 80s varsity jackets, or they make a jacket that looks like an old school like motorcycle jacket from the 90s or something, that would be retro. However, if you go to a secondhand clothing shop and you find a legitimate pair of 70s bell-bottom jeans from the 70s, that's vintage. Vintage is from an old era. Retro is modern creation made to look like it's from an old era. So this is me being pedantic, but it's part of my personality. It's part of what it's part of the way my mom raised me. She raised me to care about details, especially when it comes to grammar, punctuation, the meaning of words, spelling. Like, she would sit me down and she never was like super picky about it or harsh, but she would offer me corrections if something was wrong. I do the same thing with my son. Like, when my son was a bit younger, he would say, I haven't eaten that yet. Or not I haven't eaten yet. I haven't eaten that. Or I haven't ate. That's one he occasionally still says. Oh, I haven't eaten yet. Or I haven't ate yet. No, it's I haven't eaten yet. And I remember him saying, what does it matter? I said, well, it kind of does and it doesn't. But if you're talking to smart people, if you're talking to people of higher classes who you may want to hire you for a job or give you an opportunity, you want to sound like you're more intelligent and of a higher class. And I think it's also really good to always just know what the correct thing is. I occasionally use the word ain't. It's not correct. It's slang, and I'm aware of that. So I know the context. As one person told me, and this is true for my job, this is true for probably your job, this is true for most of life. You have to know the rules to know when you can break them and how to appropriately break them to get like the right feel, the personality. So if I'm streaming online, I might say something like, oh no, I ain't about that life. And I know that the way I present that makes me sound a little bit lower class. I'm using a word that's technically not correct. But it's part of the style, the voice that you use, linguistics. It's a conscious decision to break.
Chance. I'm Rosan, proprietor. I sell the best swords in the city, and I offer advanced training for armorers.
They did make some changes in Oblivion. Now there are Red Guard in Oblivion and in the Elder Scrolls. Some people that are part of the anti-woke community who apparently aren't super familiar with the Elder Scrolls played Oblivion Remastered, may not have played the original Oblivion. They may be too young. For them, Oblivion is a vintage game, or what they would call a retro game, but really vintage, you know. It's an old school game for them, so they never played it. So they play this one and they go, oh, these are woke elements. They're putting in all these different races. And the original had a lot of these different races. Not all the characters. Some of them were actually changed. But anyone that knows anything about the Elder Scrolls world
Let me take a look at
knows that, oh, I need to do my own repair.
There's much I can show you.
Armor, yeah, let's do it. I'm going to blow all my money, but whatever. I'm not going to blow any more. I'll have like 7 gold left after that.
Have a look at my wares.
Anyone that
I'm
knows
sure
about the
there's
Elder
something to
Scrolls
suit
world
you.
knows that there's an entire race called the Red Guard. And even though it's Red Guard, they basically look like real world African or black, which are two different things. Black is someone who's of African descent but lives somewhere else in the world, typically is what that means. Whereas African means they're literally from Africa. Which Elon Musk is an
Farewell.
African American because he came to America from Africa. And that will make a lot of people angry to hear that because they don't want him to have that status or title. It's just factually true. Born in Africa, came to America, became an American, African American. You know, that's how that works. If you're a native-born Korean in South Korea, you come to America, you're often referred to as a Korean American. which is my ex-wife is Korean. I say was, is. He still exists, so you shouldn't say was. But you know, some people they get very picky about race stuff, so a lot of people got mad at Oblivion Remastered for having a lot of African or black people, but there's an entire race of African or black looking people in the Elder Scrolls world, and they have been there the whole time. They're called the Red Guard. In fact, there was an entire game called Elder Scrolls Red Guard, which failed miserably, not because of anything to do with race or the characters. It was because it was a different style of game and it just wasn't done well. Hey, look at this. One of the few useful things you can find looking in boxes like this is repair hammers. So that's why it's kind of worth it to look, even though repair hammers are super cheap. So if you have a lot of money, don't bother looking for repair hammers, just go buy them. Kind of like lockpicks. If you have a lot of gold, you don't need to worry about looking for lockpicks, just buy them. It's cheaper, or not cheaper, it's easier, it's faster. But early on, you might look just because you don't have a lot of gold.
You look like someone that could help us out. Having a bit of trouble with another merchant in town who goes by the name Thorinir.
You having trouble with a merchant? Yeah, you want me to knock him off for you? First of all, let's do business.
Some of my fine wares?
All right, you got anything good for me, buddy? Helm of the Deep Delver. See, the other problem with this game, and this was not fixed in the remastered version, is any armor or weapons you would want to buy, especially early on, are always way out of reach. I got up to 1,650 gold by selling a ton of stuff. And this helmet is close to 9,000 gold. You find on average anywhere from 1 to 7 gold in a lot of different chests, barrels, boxes, on corpses of enemies you kill. So you're picking up gold pieces in the single digits most of the time. Sometimes you open a treasure chest and be like, oh wow, 27 gold. Well, that's 27 closer to my 9,000 gold. So this is why so many people resort to just joining the Thieves Guild and stealing. The only way to make a significant amount of money in this game, for the most part, there are a few other things, is join the Thieves Guild so that you have a fence, steal everything that isn't nailed to the ground, and sell it, work your way up to better and better fences that will, you know, offer you more money for stuff, steal more stuff and sell it. You will end up with more gold than you could possibly need. Meanwhile, if you just try to be a legit adventurer, you'll always be hurting for gold. Always. They need to increase the amount of gold that drops from corpses, enemies, and whatnot. Treasure chests, random loot box thingies. Not, you know, loot boxes like microtransactions, but containers with loot. They need to increase it by like at least 5, maybe 10 times. And they still haven't fixed that issue in the remaster. It's still woefully short of where it should be. How much would this be if I bought all 20? I can't even afford all 20. Let's just do 10 and we'll be like hurting for gold over here. Hey, it's tobacco. So I've been playing around with OBS. I'm trying to figure out how to make these streams more interesting. This one, I used to have some stuff in, now it's black. This is called my Just Talk, where I would put stuff over on this side over here, which is opposite of how it looks to me that side, but it's actually over here. I could put like a image right there of the game I'm playing or something, and the chat right there. But putting the chat on the screen is actually a pain in the butt. I haven't found a simple way to do it. I can't believe no one has created a simple means to just pull the text. It's like you got to outline the window, screen grab the window, and then chroma key out the background, and it's just, and then you need to get a new URL for it each and every time you stream. And I'm like, what? Why can't I just get it set up once and be done? It's stupid. This is one of my nested thingies, so that's why it's just by itself. This is something that I occasionally use for recording videos and whatnot. That's the corner cam that I then resize and other stuff. And this is just the camera as is, the base camera that I mess with and add stuff to and change and modify and whatnot. And this is my basic gaming setup right here. I could put a border around it, have a template, but I find templates take up too much space, and that's kind of wasted space in my opinion. I would only use a template if I need to show data on the screen, like how many times I died, what stuff I've collected in the game, all that. But then, you know, you usually need additional software or stuff to keep that up to date. Ladies smock leaves. Don't remember that ever being in this game, but I'm sure it was. So I'll just
for your patronage.
All right, you having problems with this guy?
Plain and simple.
He's
don't
dirty.
trust him at all. Won't even come to merchant meetings and set his prices so low, he undercuts everyone. If you want to give me a hand, go speak with Jensine at her good-as-new merchandise store. She can clue you in and...
Oh no, this guy is selling stuff at a low price? What a menace to society.
Jensine is the lady you want to...
What an absolute menace. We can't have people selling stuff low. Could you imagine if a RAM manufacturer, a memory manufacturer came around and started selling desktop RAM and laptop RAM at a decent price? Man, we'd have to drive that guy out. Can't have that.
The Gray Fox sound.
Yes, the Gray Fox, to get you started in the Thieves Guild. I may end up doing thievery just because it's so hard to get gold. Give me gold. I need a mod to actually properly reward you with gold. Hey, here's Jensine, the target of my quest. Jensine and Jinansine. What's sad is that this is literally one of the more attractive female NPCs. Is there a mod to make the female NPCs in this game look reasonably attractive, and so they're not like all ugly?
Feel free to browse, friend. It's nice to see a new shopper. I was afraid
I love the way
I'd
the
lost
faces
any hope
move.
of new business ever since
Yes,
the Thorn opened up.
This is how I talk. My mouth just moves in weird ways. Okay.
So, Tertullian sent you, huh? Well then, he usually sizes up people well, so you may be just what...
Yesterday I was playing this yesterday morning, just doing a test stream to see if I could dual stream effectively to Twitch and YouTube and get all the settings right and whatnot. And I was talking to Drunken Dwarf, and we were talking about how in the new Mortal Shell 2, when you talk to characters, their mouths don't move. Same thing in Dark Souls, same with the original Dark Souls, Demon Souls before the remake. There are a lot of games where they don't have the characters move their mouth. There is no voice syncing. And I told him, actually, it's a good thing in most cases, because more often than not, unless the game is done really well, the lip syncing is just really off and looks weird and adds to the uncanny valley, and it kind of makes things worse. Like, I didn't mind that in Dark Souls, the first one, the characters didn't move their mouths. I was fine with that. I didn't mind that in Mortal Shell 2, a recent game to playtest, characters don't move their mouths. I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm not distracted by it the way I would be distracted, like, by her with her very weird mouth movements that look almost alien.
I'm the chairperson for the Society of Concerned Merchants. Not people.
The other problem, too, is they have them, like, adjust their face like real people do while they talk. But the way they move their face, the way they raise their eyebrows or close or open their eyes isn't natural to what they're saying and how they're saying it. So everything about it, it feels like you're looking at a rudimentary android, like an AI humanoid robot, where they haven't perfected the facial animations. That's what it looks like.
I hope you're more successful uncovering...
Okay.
Samuel Bantian used to be able to pick any lock in the city. He's settled down now, though.
Why would she tell me that? Why would I be like, hey, have you heard any rumors? Yeah, there's this guy that used to pick locks all over the city. And by the way, I lock up my shop and hope no one picks it, but I'll tell you about the best lockpick in town who can teach you how to pick locks and pick my lock. Steal my stuff.
Blasted thief. His inventory...
All right, let's see what she's
Can
got.
I interest you in some of my wares?
Ooh, she's got a bear pelt. I need that. I guess I'll buy one more repair hammer. Why not? So the copper amulets seem useless other than selling them. Why would you ever want to buy one? Because I believe I've never done it. In all the dozens and dozens, hundreds maybe of hours I played Oblivion, probably hundreds, I've never enchanted anything myself. I don't think I have, at least. Akavari Warblade. How does that compare to mine? 6 and 6. Oh, it has damage health on Oh, but it's 5605. How am I going to afford that? I don't have that kind of money.
Thank you. Come again.
And I love how
Thanks
if you
again for
just
your
look at their
help.
inventory,
We
but
had
you do
no
not
other
buy or
place to
sell
turn.
anything, they still thank you for it. Like in some games, they respond appropriately. There are games where if you talk to them, you look at the inventory and you just back out and decide not to do anything. They'll say, oh, didn't see anything you liked, huh? Or they'll be like, all right, cheapskate, come back when you actually want to buy something. There was a game that did that recently. I can't remember what it was. And I do appreciate that. That's kind of a nice thing. Like some of them, you'll look at the inventory and leave, and they'll be like, just browsing, huh? So it feels so much more natural. Whereas in Oblivion, even the remastered, you look at the inventory, go, no, there's nothing there I want. You back out, and they're like, hey, thanks, I appreciate your business. I'm like, we didn't do any business. I bought nothing. I didn't sell you anything. You didn't sell me anything. There was no business that happened.
I'm Dilos Fanders.
Woo. Yeah, okay.
Only quality goods for sale here. What can I interest you in?
Nothing. All right, let's see what he says.
Buy.
Oh, he just said bye. Let's try it again.
May I interest you? You too.
You too. So when I left the bartering menu, he said you too. So did it imply that I said something? Interestingly enough, while you can ask people questions, you generally don't have a response voice in this game. You don't have a verbal, audible voice, and you don't really have an independent way to respond. A lot of people haven't noticed, but in many games, you're allowed to respond. You're allowed to give your response. Like in Mass Effect and a lot of other games, BioWare's games, you can respond. In this game, you don't have a voice to respond. You don't really give your input. You can ask questions, preset questions, you get answers, and that's about it. The most you have is, I will help you with the quest, I won't help you with the quest. But in many cases, they give you the quest, and you're not even given the option whether you want to do it. It just gets added to your quest log. And then you either do it or don't. You're not even given the option of accepting or rejecting. But I mean, it was a different era. This came out a long time ago.
Yes?
You have no voice in Starfield either? That wouldn't surprise me. Starfield was probably at least a decade outdated when they started making the game. When they started development, that game was at least 10 years behind the times. It's shocking. I can't believe that Todd Howard thought they could get away with that. I can't believe that he thought they would win awards for that game. I can't believe he thought that would be the next groundbreaking Bethesda RPG. It just felt like Skyrim, but they tried to force the Skyrim engine to fit in a space context. And it obviously didn't work very well. I mean, yeah, you can get some enjoyment out of Starfield. It's janky. It follows the same format. So if you want to feel like you're going back in time, I guess you could play Starfield, but just imagine the year is 2011 and Starfield comes out, or even let's say it's 2012. Imagine it's the year 2012. You played Skyrim a bunch, and then they announce it's Skyrim in space. Because remember Fallout 3? What was Fallout 3 back in the day? Do you remember? Do you remember what everybody said about Fallout 3? Fallout 3, it's going to be Oblivion with guns. And it was. It kind of was. Different setting, obviously. They got the Creation, was it Creation Engine? They got that engine to go from Oblivion, worked just fine, and then it suddenly fit in a retro futuristic Fallout wasteland, more modern setting. It worked. It wasn't flawless. It wasn't, the best engine around. It had its little jankiness and issues, but
Have a look around.
nobody played Fallout 3 and thought, oh man, this is way outdated and it just doesn't fit and it's obvious this is the Oblivion engine and it doesn't work here. You didn't hear that. it was fine. It worked okay. How much for these? 66 gold. Do I even have that? Yes, I do. It's always good to keep a steady supply of lockpicks because there's always stuff to pick. I guess I'll buy the rest of these. Whatever. Let's buy all the hammers. Wait, I just sold them all, didn't I? Gosh darn it. I sold them all. I do that all the time in this game. So I actually lost so much by doing that. I don't think there's a buyback option either, is there? Dang it. I knew they were too cheap. It's because I was selling them. I probably should have just reloaded. Actually, you know what? Let's
Come
try
back
it.
and see me again.
Where's the quick load? Okay, there we go. Hopefully it'll be when we enter this building and I haven't sold anything yet. Wait, what? Oh, okay. That reloaded my last manual quick save. I want to reload the last autosave. Boy, I would have lost a lot of progress there. Oh, that reminds me of old school RPGs. Man, the old school days, like the Ultimas. I remember Ultima 7 one time. I was just playing and playing, and one of the rules about old school RPGs, Maggie, you probably know. One of the main rules, if not the number one rule about old school, we're talking vintage era RPGs back in the day, especially PC RPGs. Save often, save frequently, keep multiple save files. Save files would get corrupted. You would basically lock yourself out of options you need. You would soft lock yourself so that you couldn't even complete the game because sometimes there were bugs. You would lose a plot central item, have no idea where you put it, and be screwed. And when you died in those games, you had to load a save file. And there was no quick save back then. Well, quick saves, yes. There were no auto saves. It did not auto save. So that means that if you'd been just merrily playing along for an hour and a half, having a good time and die, and you hadn't saved in an hour and a half, guess what? You're going an hour and a half of progress back. And back in the day, boy, that would put an end to a game for me for a bit. Like if I lost over an hour progress, I'd set the game down for a bit before I come back. Because then you feel like you got to redo everything you did all over again. But if you set the game aside for a while and then come back to it, you can just pick up from where you are and play it however you want, rather than feeling like you need to redo the things you did. So you might do it differently. But if you didn't save often, you got screwed, man. A lot of games on the Nintendo and even Super Nintendo were like that.
What do you want?
No auto-saving. Consoles usually didn't even offer a quick save. You had to go into the save menu and do it manually. So if you had forgotten to save for a while and you died, best of luck. Wait, I don't think that worked. I still only have 20 repair. Okay, let's try this again. Let's try this again. Yeah, let's go back to this one. So the consoles would usually have like one save file, maybe 2 or 3. But most console games were set up in such a way where you generally couldn't soft lock yourself so that you couldn't complete the game. But PC RPGs were so much more complex that the average PC role-playing game, you could screw yourself over and basically be stuck and not be able to finish the game. It could happen in Ultima 7. It could happen in Ultima 6 if you weren't careful. Ultima 7 had a big world for the time, open world, and if you set a plot critical item down somewhere and you forget where, it could take you 2 or 3 dozen hours to try to search through the entire world. And if you accidentally set it down like in a forested area, you might walk through there 7 times and not see it because of how the screen is and how small some of the items were. Fortunately for most PC RPGs, you could often create as many save files as you wanted. You could even have dozens of save files. Lockpick 33, repair hammer 20. I only had 20? I thought I had more than that. Well, whatever. Who cares? We'll just move on. There we go. Repaired all of our gear. And by the way, what I would do, this is a pro tip. If armorer is part of your set of leveling skills, and if you want to level up quickly, every single piece of gear you pick up, repair it even if you have no plans of using it. Repair all gear even if it's gear you don't plan on using, because the goal is to get your armorer skill up. All right, what's next on the agenda here, guys? It looks like I have no quest markers. I have no quest markers. I have no idea what to do. I can't operate without a quest marker. What is this? Morrowind? This is what I mean, Ultima 7 had quests technically, but you would never know it because you weren't told it was a quest. You weren't given a quest marker. You didn't have a quest log. You didn't get directly notified you completed the quest. It was all very natural, almost like the way it would happen in real life. If you rescued someone, like if someone's child was kidnapped, you went and rescued them, brought them back to the parents. At no point in time do you have a log that tells you what to do and where to go. You don't have check boxes that check off for you. Nobody tells you you completed the quest. You just know you've done it when you've done it. All right, so let's sleep real quick. The Merchant's Inn. I'm assuming that's an inn where I can sleep because I want to level up.
Hello.
And I love when you enter a place and just stuff starts falling. My favorite is when you enter a place and the way the physics work, something gets stuck somewhere and it's like jiggling around and you can hear it go and it just endlessly makes noise like someone's moving it around, but it's just doing it by itself.
I hope I can help. Take care.
Hi there. What do you want?
I want a bed. What do you want?
I do have a bed.
20 gold.
Very good.
Yeah,
It's up the
whatever,
stairs,
dude, I
Alpha.
guess. I don't have my own bed at the moment. Need to get my own house, is what I need. I mean, there are free beds all over the place, but when you're looking for a free bed that you can use without trespassing, it's like they're impossible to find. It's when you're not looking that you stumble upon a billion beds that you're allowed to use, or bed rolls or sheets on the ground or whatever the case is. Can I use this one? Yes, I can. Let's sleep for an hour. It's a really good game. I'm not saying the remastered is great. Just Oblivion as a whole is great for what it is. It has a lot of limitations, yes. It wasn't perfect. But you can just really get lost in this thing for hours and hours at a time. That's why it would have been so nice to have a game like this when I was a kid. All these games like this, like Oblivion, Morrowind, all that stuff, those came out after I was an adult. After I had a job or was in college and had stuff to do, you know? I didn't just have all day free time every day, all week long, all month long, other than, you know, school when you're a kid. Let's do strength. We're not going to focus on magicka at all. Strength, endurance. I think we're mainly doing strength, endurance, and speed right now. Might be good to get better trade deals early on, honestly. Because we're going to be buying and selling stuff and trying to make some money doing it. What's in my treasure chest? Nothing. Hey, they gave me a free book. But you can't steal it. It's like the Bible that they used to have at all the hotels in the United States. They'd have like a Gideon Bible in it. And then I noticed at some point in time, they started putting the Quran in some hotels in the US. And I was like, okay. Whatever. Whatever. Let's take that and throw it out the window. No, I'm kidding. That would be theft, indoor vandalism. Let's try this. Ah, you son of a gun. Oh, you son of a monkey's uncle. I'm trying to get an idea of how long it stays up there. Okay, I messed that second one up. You know what? Auto. So I would have this thing where I quick save, and then I would start, and I would do 5 auto attempts, and if all 5 failed, I would quick load. And then I would do it again. And if all 5 failed, quick load the old quick save, try again. That way I don't lose too many lockpicks all at once. I just did that basically to get some skills here. We're just trying to get lockpicking skills. Actually, it's quick save just in case we don't want to waste them all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, we are leveling off these, but I only have 14 left. Okay, we'll leave it at that. You do get skill points from failing too, which is nice. Oh, look at all these messages I got. Updates about packages, text from my mom, when my garage door is open and closed, YouTube notification that I'm live streaming, package notifications from Amazon, text from friends. When I go on these streams, I put my phone on silent mode, and when I check it afterwards, like the screen is just full of notifications. Some missed calls, just all sorts of stuff.
Imperial. Good to see you.
But sometimes you got to take a break from your phone, you know what I mean?
I understand
you can't just be glued to your phone all the time. I spent a good amount of time outside these last few weeks, doing a lot of work outside the house, around the house, and I'll often just leave my phone somewhere, and I'll come back to it and find like 2 different people tried to call me. I got like 4 or 5 texts, all this stuff, and I just wasn't. I don't always keep up with my phone. Now, if I'm at work, I have to keep it on me for work reasons, but if you can take a break from your phone at times, it's a good idea. But what if there's an emergency? What is the likelihood of some dire emergency that you just have to know about right now? Yes, it could happen, but pretend it's the old days before cell phones existed. What did we do back then? We didn't have a cell phone. All right, so we got the Path of Dawn. Okay. He is holding it for a client named Gwynus, who has already paid for it. I need to get that book and find out why Gwynus wanted it. Gwynus? Interesting that it doesn't give me a quest marker. So... Oh, I do like the change of lighting in this remastered version. It does look better. It doesn't seem like they're just darkening the screen. It seems like they're actually kind of changing the lighting to make it better. I love how when I came around the corner here and looked, I could see the stairs in the distance and the texture sort of loading in over time. That's nice. I wonder if there's a mod for that. Let's see. Is there a mod to fix some of these loading issues? Oh, you know what? I forgot to announce that we're even doing this stream. We're live with Oblivion Remastered for a while longer.
Hail.
Why not join the fun? Because it's so fun here. We're all just having a blast. All of us, all 3 of us. 15, 42. 150. At one point, I had like 130 some people in a stream one time when I was streaming Dark Souls back in the day. Those days are gone. Will they ever come back? I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. Might be nice if they did. Would be cool if they did. But maybe they won't. Okay, so let's look for Oblivion Remastered mods. And let's see what we can get here, guys. Citizen? And I love this Oblivion game. Just like the original. You're just standing there minding your own business, and somebody's walking by, and then they look at you and be like, "Yes, what can I do for you?" I'm like, "Nothing. You walked up to me." Can you imagine if you're walking down the street and you see someone just kind of standing off to the side using their phone? Walk up to them and go, "Hey, what can I do for you?" Like, what? Yeah, hey, what can I do for you? I'm like, who are you? Why are you talking to me? I'm just... Now, this guy saying, "How are you?" That's okay. That seems more natural. But people walking up to you and acting as if you approached them and need something from them, or that you started the conversation, is very unnatural. I can't even remember what we were supposed to look up. Oh, the loading issue. Let's see. Is there a mod for Oblivion Remastered to fix texture loading issues? Let me know, Gemini. Google Gemini. There isn't a single definitive mod for the new Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Replastered that completely removes texture popping or stunning. However, the community has developed workarounds and optimizations. Install texture overhauls, like on-chain textures, to significantly improve loading as they repackage and optimize textures. Split between diffusion and normal maps to better fit various hardware specs and reduce bottlenecking. Modify streaming settings.
How are you?
It's you.
Oh, it can stream in textures faster, but it can cause hitching. Hitching is probably worse than texture popping. Yes, it is worse. Hitching is terrible. I hate hitching. That's when the game seems to like briefly stutter for like a split second. Oh my gosh. Look at all these people walking up and yakking at me for no reason. Stop talking to me. I'm just standing here minding my own business. Trying to use my cell phone. If your textures are blurry or missing, ensure you have the latest GPU drivers installed. Okay. If you're looking for a specific fix for a specific problem, in the website you go to, suggests things like update Windows, update your graphics drivers. That's probably an AI-generated website, because that is such a generic suggestion. Anybody who knows anything about PC gaming has already updated their graphics drivers. Okay? We've already done it, trust me. A clean driver reinstall is recommended. Yeah, clean driver reinstall every time you get a new game. Oh, well, here's a new game. I'm downloading it. Better do a clean driver reinstall and lose all of my custom settings. Mods like Ultimate Engine tweaks help stabilize performance and reduce stuttering. I think, yeah, I already have that one installed. If you want to know more, let me know your current GPU and amount of VRAM, and whether your game is installed on an HDD or SSD. Who the heck is playing modern Unreal Engine 5 or 4 games, modern gaming on a gaming PC, on a physical disk, spinning disk, read and write drive, moving drive HDD? You'd have to be crazy at this point. You'd have to be so poor that it was the only thing you could get. You can get cheap SSDs. Get the cheapest, smallest SSD you can, and just install one game at a time. Have everything be on your hard drive, and then just move it over to the SSD when you're playing. You cannot game. You cannot play modern games on a hard disk drive. Many of them wouldn't even run properly. They wouldn't. Some of them would crash. You need an SSD. SSDs are like mandatory now. If you're running your PC, if you're running your operating system, or any of your main drives that you run software on, or games off of a hard disk drive, oh my gosh, what are you, vintage PC gamer? You should only be doing that if you're like building an old school like Windows 95 PC, or maybe like a Windows 3.11 PC or something. You want the original experience where you get to hear the hard drive spin up and chug and you remember that old sound whenever you defrag the hard drive, or if you do a lot of installing or moving of files, you could literally hear the hard drive in there going. It was awesome and terrible at the same time. All right, so there's no runtime virtual texturing poppin'.
What's the news
Okay.
from the other parts of Tamriel?
I understand Daedra worship has become increasingly prevalent.
Oh, this is hilarious, guys. You got to see this.
The Altmer have powerful.
Remember I just complained about the stairs and the textures on the stairs loading in? Some people who do weekly giveaways and struggle to get 3 viewers. Yeah, I'm not going to do giveaways when there aren't enough people to see that there's a giveaway. Giveaways work to draw in and keep the people that are already there. Giveaways, the people that aren't watching you, that aren't seeing you, won't see that you're doing a giveaway, and therefore it won't draw them in because they don't even know you're doing it. I got to figure out how to get more people over to my streams, but I probably just need to get more people watching my YouTube videos. YouTube is majorly deboosting and downplaying my videos because I'll release a decently edited video. I think I'm kind of funny in it. I speak well enough. I've got a valid points. The editing is solid. People that watch it tend to like it. It's got a super high like-dislike ratio. It's almost all likes, like 90, 95% likes of people watch it. My video goes out, and I have almost 25,000 subscribers. And within an entire 24 hours, 42 people will watch it. 42 views. If YouTube is sending it out to 25,000 people, how could only 42 click on it? Obviously, they're not sending it out to all the subscribers. We know that already. They're probably not even sending it to everyone that clicks see all the videos from this person, the notification bell icon. That's garbage. So check it out. This guy literally posted, I think that's the same door and the same set of stairs I was looking at. Is it not? He saw the same problem here. And he's tried all these little fixes and whatnot that people talk about.
What is it, citizen?
Everyone likely has the same issue. Yep, it's happening in Imperial City a lot. Luxury Visuals HDR mod that enables the native Unreal Engine 5 HDR rendering pipeline and bundles some visual tweaks that pair well with HDR. I don't use HDR. It's a pain in the butt. It's a hot mess. It sometimes looks great. It oftentimes looks mediocre. It sometimes looks terrible and makes the game look far worse. Yeah, so it looks like there's not really a great solution. So we'll switch back to the game. All right, whatever. I can deal with it. It's not like a major issue, and it mainly just happens to textures in the distance. So not a big deal. Hey, let's go to Edgar's Discount Spells. Oh, but the shop is closed. It is so convenient to have that realistic people have schedules thing. It happened in Ultima 7, the Black 8, Super now. Look, it's kind of cool when you experience it for the first time. Like back in the 90s, when they made games where it's like everyone has their own schedule. Like, they're not just, the shopkeeper isn't just sitting in the shop 24/7 waiting for you to show up. They have a life. Their shop is open for a certain period of time. Then they might be at the pub. You could maybe catch them at their side chicks, you know, their mistress's place. Like in Ultima 7, you could literally see that there's this one dude running a shop. He's married to a specific woman, you know who it is. But if you watch him after he closes the shop, he will sometimes go to a different woman's house, and you can catch them lying in bed together. So it's like they're low-key having an affair. It's not part of a quest. You don't do anything with it. It's just there. And then sometimes they're at the pub, and then they sleep in their bed at night. Here's the only problem, though. What happens when you've got a ton of crap on you? You're 1 point of weight away from being overburdened, encumbered, and you run into town, you're like, yeah, I gotta sell all my stuff. Oh, it's nighttime. They're not open. Fortunately, you can do the wait thing, but if this is, sometimes it just feels kind of silly doing it. You have to click this and do this, but I don't see the better solution, really. I mean, if they were open all night long, every night, every day, I guess it would break that sort of real life, real schedules immersion. Oh, I didn't wait long enough. We got to give it one more hour because they don't move till 9. They have banker's hours. You got to keep banker's hours. I don't keep banker's hours. My job doesn't allow banker's hours. My job, it runs 24/7. It can't close. It's the kind of thing that doesn't close.
Edgar Vautrin.
That's true also of my wife. We both work jobs where the place never closes. They run 24/7. They run on holidays, weekends, always. 24/7, 365.
What can I interest you in?
Which is bad in a way, because you may end up having to work night shift or other shifts, work weekends, work holidays. But it's good in the sense that you can sometimes, depending on the place, you can get the schedule you want. Like if you want to work overnight, you can. Generally speaking, you can't work overnight at most restaurants because they don't stay open all night. You can't work overnight at most stores because they don't stay open overnight. Most of them don't. You can't work, midnight to 8 in the morning at the accounting office. Most places won't let you do that because they're not open at night. But there are jobs where if you want a night shift, you can have it. If you want to work weekends, you can work weekends. If you want to work holidays, you can work them. There's tons of overtime if they don't have enough staff. Then the negative is, well, you're probably going to end up working nights when you're newer, at least. You're probably going to end up working weekends, whether you want to or not. You're probably going to have to work holidays. So that means, yes, depending on my schedule, my rotating schedule, there are years where I work Christmas. There have been years where I worked Thanksgiving, Christmas, 4th of July, and other holidays. I have to work them all. It's just the way it works. And getting them off isn't easy because everybody wants that day off. Everybody who has to work that day wants it off. That's how it always works. There's some things you just know how they work. All right, here we go, guys. Minor life detection. Who cares? Who's using these spells? Nobody's using these spells. You know what I mean? Bound dagger. Just carry a dagger. Why do you need a bound dagger spell? You want to drain someone's destruction skill? What's the point? You know what I mean? These are just like, it's great that they're there to give variety, but really, this entire list of spells could be like 1/10 the size if you counted only the ones that people actually use. All right, ease burden is valuable. To be able to feather yourself, any skill to temporarily reduce your weight would be great if you're overburdened and you want to use that, and then you can move around for a while. Fortifies can be useful. Snowball if you want to have snowball fights. Starlight, Starbright. First star I see tonight was at Madonna. Protect, Shocking Touch. I've had that before where, you know, when your girl touches you or you bump up against someone else, you get electric static shock. I'm imagining that's what that is. Okay, junk spells. Don't care, don't need it.
What can I interest you in?
They sell a lot of these scrolls. What would be cool is if there was some means by which you could learn from a scroll. Like in Ultima 7, you bought spells directly from magic users. You had to find someone who used that kind of magic and they would sell you the spell, basically teach it to you. In Ultima 7, the Black Gate. In Ultima 7, Serpent Isle, it didn't work that way. You had to find a scroll of that spell. And you could use it as a one-time spell and then the scroll was gone. Or you would use the thing that basically took the scroll and embedded it into your spell book, and then you had it permanently in your spell book. A Less Rude Song. I love how there are all these junk books that you can buy that are completely useless. There's no point in buying them unless you're just like the kind of person who's like, I'm reading every book in Oblivion. I'm gonna read them all live on stream. Open Easy Lock. I mean, I guess if you're just trying to train up your, what is that, alteration skill or something?
Take care.
All right, we're coming towards the end of this one. We've done virtually nothing in this playthrough so far. Because, you know, this is the kind of game where you could literally spend an hour just going through all the merchants, buying and selling stuff, trying to train up some skills, practice lockpicking. And that's, I kind of like that about RPGs. Like, you know, if you play Divinity Original Sin 2, that you could spend so much time just doing inventory management. And don't shoot me, don't hate me, but I'm one of those crazy weirdos. I like inventory management in RPGs. I actually like it. I loved it in the Ultima 7 series. Everyone complained about how stuff will get lost in bags, and yes, it would sometimes. But I love like moving stuff around, putting stuff in bags. I like those inventories where it's like a grid system and you have to line stuff up and you can move stuff. You can rotate it. It's almost like playing Tetris to get all the stuff to fit. They did that in Deus Ex, Human Revolution. I think Mankind Divided. I should play that Mankind Divided again. I liked Human Revolution. I also like Mankind Divided. I thought they were both pretty good games. They kind of dumbed down some of the mechanics, but they were still good. But I did still like them. I think I could get a house in Bruma. Isn't there a way to get a house in Bruma? It's not too expensive. I think that's where I usually get my houses in Bruma. That's where I go back and do all my merchant stuff. I like being able to optimize the inventory, kind of figure out what's what. I just like those cursory parts of RPGs. It adds a lot of depth.
Servants of Dibella,
When you
slaughtered on the
play
very
some
altar
modern
of love.
RPGs, like
Truly
Avowed,
shocking.
which I did play all the way through for no additional charge to me on Xbox Game Pass for PC, I did miss the fact that there's not much of an inventory. There's not much in the way of like...
I'm listening.
There's a little bit of upgrading, but it was a streamlined experience, which sounds good. But at the same time, it takes away a lot of that kind of grittiness, a lot of that hands-on that you're used to with PC RPGs. And that's not always a good thing. Like, that's what you're looking for. It's like if you were to play an RTS game, real-time strategy game, and they're like, hey, this is a streamlined RTS. You don't have to assign your units individually. You don't have to build all your different buildings and settlement stuff. A lot of that's done automatically for you. And you're like, well, what's the point of playing the RTS? You play an RTS because you want to make all those decisions. Imagine playing the new SimCity, but instead of you deciding where all the buildings go and laying out the roads, all of that is done automatically for you. That's how I feel about games that streamline inventory management and do it all for you, or just limit inventory management to where it almost doesn't exist. They're taking away aspects of the game that make it what it is. Now, granted, you can make some good modern RPGs that don't require extensive inventory management and tweaking and spending 2 hours going through all the crap in your bags, but that was part of the fun of playing Divinity Original Sin 2. Is constantly going through my inventory and be like, okay, are these gloves better than the one I have? Hey, you know what? Should I put this chest piece on Sibel? Or should I put this one on Fane? You know, because Fane is using this kind of magic, but it does have +6 strength, so maybe I should actually put that on the Red Prince. You know, you spend a lot of time min-maxing stuff, and a lot of it is preparation for battle. Like, one of the big differences between the old school RPGs and modern is more modern RPGs focus on your tactics and what you do directly in battle when battle happens. Whereas in some of the old school RPGs, D&D and whatnot, a lot of what happens in battles isn't like the quick decision making or dodging and blocking, parrying, stuff like that. Instead, it's about getting set up for battle. Like in Ultima 7, you don't really even control the battle. It's all like automatic. It becomes this giant mess. I'm just wandering around. I'm not doing anything. It's kind of becomes this cluster of just randomness happening. But the skill is in building up your characters, getting the stats up, training them properly, equipping them with gear, you know, all of that stuff. And of course, Ultima 7, probably the weakest point of Ultima 7 is actually the combat. And it's an amazing game. It sounds weird to say that. This PC role-playing game, the weak point is combat. You're like, is that the whole point? No. The exploration, the inventory management, the dialogue, the story, the interactions that you have, exploring the world, the quests, following all this mystery of what's going on, and setting up your party, building your characters, equipping your characters, all of that stuff all comes together. It's a whole package. The best description, the best word to describe it is gestalt, which is essentially the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. If you just explain each piece of something, it doesn't adequately explain the experience of the whole thing together. Give me some rumors, bro.
In an uproar. First the chapel attacked, now the prophet ranting about the end of the world.
There's always someone telling you it's the end of the world. For a while, there were some Christian pastors and other people that were telling you that they were predicting the rapture and when the world would end based on what it says in the Bible. And then the new version of that for the non-religious, or people who are fake religious, like they pretend to be a Christian or pretend to be Muslim, but they just don't really care. They're just like culturally that, socially. The new version for them is, of course,
only quality goods for sale here.
Climate change.
What can I interest you
Climate change. That climate change, global warming, that is the new doomsday predictor. That's the new person telling you, the end is nigh, the end is nigh. You better repent now. But instead of repenting because the world's ending, because God's doing it, you have to change what you're doing. You have to produce less carbon footprint. You have to make these changes. You have to stop eating meat. You have to stop doing these things. Otherwise, the world will burn up from climate change because it'll get too hot. And just like all the fake prophets that come up and declare that, 1997, January 17th, 1997 is the end of the world. And then that date comes and goes and nothing happens. And it's decades later and nothing happened. Just like the famous dude, I can't remember his name. I used to know it. He kept predicting the return of Jesus and the rapture. And then it came and went, nothing happened. Then he re-predicted it and said he messed up one of the numbers. And then it came and went and nothing happened. And I think he even did a third prediction. And people were still buying into this crap. Well, I can't tell you how many times we have been told when the world would become uninhabitable. We have gone decades past the original predictions when global warming would cause the world to be uninhabitable for humans. We are decades beyond when they claimed that the world would be covered in water. Waterworld. Remember that terrible movie? We are decades beyond the point at which there should be no more ice caps. We're decades beyond the point at which there should be no more snow on whatever mountain, some mountain in Africa or somewhere in the world. You had all these people like Al Gore telling you that by this date. We are also decades, multiple decades beyond the date of the year that we were told that we would run out of fossil fuels. There would be no more oil. We would be out. Believe it or not, I think it was in the 70s and the 80s, they were telling people we are going to run out of oil. It's going to happen around this year or in this year range. We're just not going to have any more oil, and it's going to be a total collapse, and we're not going to know what to do in the world. Well, it's been how many years since the 80s? And it never happened. We're fine now. Oil is still rolling out. No problem. Yeah, price goes up, price goes down. But you look at gas prices, well, they're way up, Fox, so that means oil is even more rare. No. Inflation. Prices of everything goes up. The price of eggs has gone up. Does that mean that eggs are running out? There are no more eggs in the world? That's why the price went up? Okay, I guess I don't need anything here, mainly because I can't afford it. I'm pretty much out of gold. I've only got like 130 left, so... Otherwise, I would buy more repair hammers and lockpicks. Yeah, EU has carbon trade apparatus for climate. Yeah, it's an absolute huge money-making scam. It's a scam for governments to get money from people. It's a scam to tax you more. It's a scam to get money from businesses. And the carbon trading is essentially a money laundering scam. Climate change is a money laundering scam, just like COVID was a money laundering scam. So many billions and billions and billions of dollars was laundered through the guise of COVID, and also gets laundered through the guise of climate change. That's how governments take your money and give them to different groups and businesses and people under the guise of saving the world or making us safer. All right, I think with that, we'll call it, guys. We are at a solid 2-hour stream. Had a great time playing this game. It's always fun playing Oblivion, isn't it? We'll go ahead and give it a quick save. And you can't just quick save. Quick saving it and seeing that it autosaved, not good enough. Your obsessive compulsive disorder requires that you also do a manual save. Because 3 saves should cover you. You know what they say? 1 is none, 2 is 1. And that saying is because if you only do 1 save, if for any reason it didn't work, then now you've got nothing. If you do 2 saves and for some reason one of them didn't work, well, now you still have 1. But if you do 3 saves, that covers you in case 2 don't work for some reason, which is highly unlikely. They usually all work. All right, thanks everyone that joined me, everyone who's watching at home after the fact. Please like the video, subscribe, consider hitting the notification bell icon so you actually see my videos show up in your feed. Also, if you leave a comment, that helps a ton, boosts it in the algorithm. You can follow me on Twitch. I'm over there as well, but I'm mainly focused on YouTube. And I'll put the links to X and all my other cool stuff in here. You can follow me on X. You can join my Discord group. And of course, you can subscribe to YouTube. I put that in there as well. All right, guys. Thanks, everybody. Really appreciate it. Had a great time playing Oblivion. It was actually really fun. You know, I played some games on these streams and not enjoyed them a ton. This one I seem to always enjoy when I play it. So anyway, as always, never forget, no real gamer uses motion blur. All right, guys. I'm Fox with RealMarcFoxx, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.